Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm in Petoskey. It's awesome up here. I've never been for probably about a decade, so it's cool to be up here. So I'm actually going to talk about a couple of things today. One of which I've actually had people request that we talk about, and another that is the thing that I've seen happen a couple times that I wanted to sort of address. And again, they're all little things. So as always, if anything, if you have any questions along the way, anything that I say is confusing or reminds you something that you need help with, please write it in the little chat, and I'll answer it as soon as I see it. But I want to talk about tagging pages. So if I were to go to write something, maybe oh geez, what's an example? Maybe you're working in conjunction with your local title company or local bank, and you wanted to do a post saying, here today with so and so, or maybe you are hosting another realtor's or you want to tag. That's probably the best example. As you're posting a new listing from a realtor in your office, you want to tag their page. So, for example, I have Jim Barry's page right here, and let's say that I was in the Holland wanting to share a. Let me just get a blog post up so I have a link to work with. But I wanted to share a property of his, and I wanted to tag his business page on the Holland page. I want to make sure that we know how to do that because I've had some people kind of get confused because they've changed the way you do it a little bit. So if I, on my personal page, and again, I'm hopping all over, but if I go to my personal page and I type in, I wanted to say, my wife, she's on the call, so I'm going to embarrass her, Jeanette. And what happens is as I start to type, actually, Facebook kind of failed me on that one. All right, so it is failing. So normally, when you start to type in somebody's name on Facebook, it will start to tag them for you. And you'll have a little list come up underneath with all these options. Kevin, yeah, it's not actually doing what I thought it was going to do. All right. So anyway, it used to come up with options for you, and you could just pick from that list, and that's not how it works with a business page. Apparently, it's not how it works with a personal page either. But that's the fun with Facebook. So when you look at a business page, there are two different names to pay attention to. The first one here is the name of the page name. The one underneath it, though, with this little @ symbol, that's the username. Now, this username means two things. First of all, it's the link to his page. So his is @JimBarryHomes. So the link to his Facebook page is facebook.com/JimBarryHomes. But it's also what I would try to tag. So if I were trying to tag his page, I would not type in Jim Barry sells homes in West Michigan. But what I mean by that is I wouldn't go here and do @Jim Barry sells homes, and because nothing comes up. Actually, his page does come up. Never mind. Well, I'm across the board on this. So generally, if you want to tag somebody's page, so beautiful new listing from. Now, I don't just start typing his page name because obviously nothing comes up. What you want to do is delete that, and you're going to do Shift-2. You want to do the @ symbol. That is the key that's used to tag somebody. Once you have the @ symbol, then you do their username, like we said here, Jim Barry Homes. So, and I'll use another example in a second. So then I do @Jim Barry Homes, and there it goes. Comes right up there. And then I can click on it, and his page name comes up. Now, what tagging does is it allows you to connect to somebody else's business page. So if I say beautiful new listing from Jim Barry sells homes, check it out, or something like that. If you were to click on that, actually I'll publish it and then I'll delete it really quickly. If we wait for it to come up, you'll see how it's blue, not black. And if it's blue and I click on it, it'll actually take me to his business page. So it's a great way of providing just a little bit more value to your agents by telling them, hey, I post your listings, and it clicks away to your business page. And I just realized this now. Jim's going to get a notification saying, you were tagged in the Holland page's post. So that's one way to do it. And again, using Coldwell Banker Schmidt Luxury as another example, because there's the global luxury page and there's our luxury page. To make sure that I go to the right one, I always want to tag, as you can see down here, @CB Schmidt Luxury. So if I go here and I start doing checkout, and I do @Coldwell Banker Schmidt, you can always see there's not much coming up. And maybe if I do luxury, see, that's the name of the page, and it doesn't come up. So what you want to do is, again, delete that and do CB Schmidt Luxury, and boom, before I even finish typing it, there it is. So again, the point here is that it's the it's the username that's important with tagging. And I've had 2 or 3 people come to me with that question, so I wanted to address that a little bit. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm assuming it does, but if it doesn't, please write it in the box. And if they don't have a username, they can go in and create one in their settings. It's a pretty simple deal. So you just click settings, and there is a question. Yes, check both. Check to both. Love the song and the screen microphone. Okay, but yeah, I guess I didn't see any questions. But if there are, let me know. And one, we have a couple more minutes. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but one last little note that I wanted to give as far as best practices go. And I've seen this a couple times pop up, but if you're ever going to post something to your business page, as an office, as an agent, sort of any of them, always attach some sort of media to that post. What I mean by that is always have a photo, a video, some sort of link that you want to post. Always do something like that. Sorry, I gotta get this stuffed up. So always post some sort of media. Don't just say, great new listings coming later today. When we were trying to add agent Facebook pages to our CB page, we couldn't get it to fetch the page. And I wonder if that is why. Yeah, Kalina said this was through Inline Editor. Is it the same for Zap? Do you know? I actually don't know about the Zap part of it. The rules that I'm sort of playing with here are purely through Facebook. So I'm talking purely Facebook pages. Now, I did have, I believe it was Charity and I were calling back and forth about a week ago because she was having problems with tagging too. And it turns out I went online, Facebook as a whole, people were having problems with tagging. Facebook was just malfunctioning that day. So if it was a week or so ago, that might have been the issue. But yeah, these rules are going to apply specifically to Facebook and business pages. Like I said, it's going to always be this here username that you want to use to tag people with. Let's see if that answers the question. I meant to add our agent Facebook page to our website. Just wondering if we have to use the tag instead of the CB name. So when you're trying to add, if you're talking CB Great Lakes Kalina, you will want to use the back end of that link if you're trying to add their Facebook page to their blog. At least the way the online office is set up is when you're adding your social media sites, it says facebook.com/ and then it has a box that it wants you to put the rest of it in, and that's where you type. So if it was this page, we wouldn't type in facebook.com/CBWS Holland. We would just type in CBWS Holland. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The lovely admin here in Petoskey just brought me a tissue because I'm all stuffed up. Tell you what, this call's going really well, guys.
JD, I want to just address the Zap question very quickly.
Sure, please do.
Sure. When you add a Facebook page in Zap, it actually links you right through. So an admin's not actually going to be able to add social media for their agents unless they have their agent's username and password for Facebook. So it doesn't work like Online Office where you just put in that / office page name. Yeah. So in Zap, for an agent, if an admin's helping an agent update their page, you do have to have the agent's username and password to add your Facebook page. Now, when you first click that link to link your Facebook page from Zap, it will look like it's going to link their personal page. Go past that first screen, and after you go past the first screen, it lets you choose the business page. So don't let your agents be afraid to do that. It does look like at first it's going to link their personal page, but once you go past that first screen, it will let them choose their business page. So that's how that works for Zap.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay, thank you for that, Carrie. That's why we have a teamwork thing going on.
Exactly.
So yeah, but it's going to be, and then like you said, for Online Office, it is just adding the back end of that link. But sometimes a lot of agents have built their pages a while ago before usernames were a thing. So sometimes this will actually be blank. And if they want to change that, they can click on their About section on the left-hand side here. And it will, when it decides to load, there will be a section that says username. You can just click Add. You can click Edit to do whatever you want, whether you need to change it or add one freshly. Yeah. So right here, you can say username @CBWS Holland, and I can just click Edit and change it to whatever I want. If I wanted to, I won't show something where it says, you'll see this check mark. That means it's clear. I can take it. But if I do this right, let's see. Yeah, you'll see that this username isn't available. So sometimes I had an agent just the other day try to do like her name and then realty or real estate, and it was actually already taken by another realtor of the same name across the country. But this username is what you're going to want to use to tag from business page to business page, if that makes sense. Yeah, and so then my other quick note, like I was saying, is if you're ever posting from a business page, always add some sort of content or media to it. There are a bunch of reasons. The two main ones are, first of all, they don't, or I guess there are three main ones. Firstly, business pages don't work like personal pages. So if I were to just type something on my personal page here and say, does anybody know a good, real estate agent in the area or something like that, I could click post and just share that text, and it'd be fine. Business pages, they don't work as well. I mean, frankly, what I mean by that is the reach that you get from a just text post, whether it's boosted or not boosted, is far, far smaller than any sort of media. So always attach media to kind of satisfy Facebook's end of it. But secondly, it looks better to your audience. If I see Coldwell Banker Schmidt Luxury and I just say like great new home coming soon, and I don't have like anything to tease you with it, like a picture of it or a short clip or anything at all, it looks a lot less enticing, and I'm more likely to skip past the content. So whatever you're posting, it should have something attached to it, and that should normally be the focus of it. Photo, video, link, event, anything like that. So yeah, those are the two little things I wanted to cover today: tagging and adding content to posts. Are there any questions on any of that stuff, or anything unrelated to that sort of thing? And while I'm sort of waiting for any questions to come in, please let me know at any point if there's anything you want me to cover in a Blue Sync, if you have any questions at all, because I obviously have plenty of things I could sort of share as we go, but I want to know what you guys want from me. Like if there are things that you're struggling with, I want to know those as well.
Good point, JD. We're always looking for content for Blue Sync, and we want to hear from all of you. So if you have a topic you want to hear JD cover or anybody in the marketing department, just send me a note. We'll get it scheduled. We want to make these as good as possible for all of you. I don't see any questions, JD, so I just want to mention that I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday weekend. We are officially open on Monday the 3rd, in case you didn't see the note from Julie. So please notate that we are expected to hold normal business hours on July 3rd, but I hope everybody can enjoy the weather and some family time on the 4th. Hope everybody stays safe and enjoys it. Then thank you so much, JD. We really appreciate you joining us today.